guys, welcome to the April 2014 My Lead System Pro Member of the Month interview. I am Patricia Sweeney, and I'm so very excited to be here with you today with our April of the Month Member of the Month, Aaron Parker. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Patricia.
Thanks so much for coming out today. And, you know, your story is so cool. You know, you've been in the military, you're a dad, you've moved around, and you've really been at this home-based business thing for a while. And in reading your story, you know, it really just struck me at how unique of a community we have and how really special it is to be chosen for Member of the Month, because we have so many amazing and talented people in the community that contribute and do all these awesome things. And for you, you're kind of newish, but I'll let you tell that part of the story. But oh my gosh, you came in and really made some waves. And part of, you know, the story I want you definitely to share with our viewers today is, you know, what that's really been like for you, and where were you when you found MLSP, and maybe what about it now, today, really made it this attractive thing that you wanted to really dive in and make the kind of amazing splash that you have.
Awesome, Patricia. I'd love to. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you, Mr. Brian Finale, for the invitation. So grateful, humbled, honored to be here for Member of the Month. This is awesome. You know, seeing the incredible leaders who get, you know, chosen to be Member of the Month. I always thought, I was like, man, maybe one day I'll get to be Member of the Month. So this is awesome. I love it.
You're here.
Very, very, very exciting. Very humbled to be here. And so I'll give you like the quick version of my story, and then obviously we'll bounce back and forth as we go. I actually started in the network marketing industry. I was 18 years old. I saw the circles. I saw the big fancy cars out in the parking lot, and I was the easiest sign up. I didn't even get through half the presentation. I was like, all right, sign me up. I'm in. Then I went off to the military, and so things kind of changed a little bit. Did 4 years as a Marine over at Camp Pendleton. Got to travel the world a little bit. It was incredible. My profession in the Marines was computers, so I've always been kind of the techie guy, you know, but still was a Marine, and it was awesome. And I actually, while I was in the Marines, I was exposed again to network marketing. And once again, I was like, I'm in, sign me up. And I've always had that entrepreneur mindset, always knew that I wanted to be my own boss, just didn't really know how to do it. And so network marketing, I love it. MLM, I love it. But it didn't love me for a long time. And I literally spent 15 years, so I guess you could say from 18 to, you know, whatever that is, you know, 32, 33 years old, whatever it was, and really just failing, not getting the success that I wanted. I always saw the big picture. I saw the vision, and there was one thing that was missing, and for me it was learning internet marketing. And so my story for MLSP is very unique. I know you said that I'm new-ish, because I actually I saw MLSP about 4 years ago, never got started with it. I'm like, oh, it's too difficult, or it's too much, or whatever my excuse was. And so I just kept doing what I thought was going to work, and it never worked. And then it was again about 3 years ago, I actually did sign up with MLSP, and I was a member for about a month, and I never did anything with it. I signed up, didn't do anything, canceled, and I fell into into that trap of seeing something amazing and not doing anything with it, and then going back to what was comfortable, going back to what was easy, what I thought was going to work, and it kept me broke. And I kept getting the same results because I wasn't willing to learn, and I wasn't willing to really step out of my comfort zone to learn some new things, to learn some new strategies. And so I only lasted a month, never did anything, and then I was back to doing the same old stuff that didn't work. That was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then I start seeing people in MLSP over the last few years. I mean, Caesar, Tanya, Ray, you know, some of the incredible, Michelle, some of the amazing, you know, now top industry leaders that got their start. Of course, you got Dave, and there's so many. They got their start with MLSP. And so I did something interesting, Patricia. I started to learn internet marketing and attraction marketing by watching what these other successful people were doing and what they were learning from MLSP. without even being a member.
Interesting.
And I was in a very unique situation because I was with a company, and it was kind of, you could say, similar, maybe somewhat a little bit competing with MLSP. And so I was like, it's actually an interesting story because I was always looking at MLSP at that point like, wow, I wish I could be with MLSP. And that's a true story. And so I was learning from afar, watching what MLSP was doing, watching what the leaders in MLSP were doing, but it was kind of a conflict. I wasn't able to, really get back and decide to partner with My Lead System Pro. And I finally started having success. I was using the internet. I was using attraction marketing. Of course, I've got my niches, which maybe we'll talk about today, as far as what really helped me. But it was very interesting because I found myself in a unique situation where that company that I was with ended up retiring itself. And so to me, it was a perfect storm. It was almost like a dream come true, because I had been watching MLSP for the last couple years. I started having some success, and I was like, oh, MLSP, wow, this is amazing. And then like it all just happened. And so I was in a unique situation, which is not normal. It's not normal for what happened to me to happen to most people, where I did have a team of people that I worked with very closely, worked very hard with that team for almost 2 years, and was in a situation where I was able to bring the people that I personally enrolled, and I was able to introduce them to MLSP. I got started with MLSP, and I believe, I don't know the exact time, I know that Brian was like to let me know I was probably one of the fastest L4s in the history, and it was just, again, it was, I don't believe in luck, but I do believe that if you have hard work, and it meets preparation and timing, and you take action at the right time, and kind of all these things come together, then you can get lucky. And I feel like I did get a little lucky, but it was because of a lot of hard work, a lot of preparation, and things just lining up for me. And when I got started with MLSP, I took massive action. I put my head down. I had zero distractions. So one thing, if anyone watching this wants to know what is one of the keys to my success, breaking into, making 6 figures with my primary business and becoming L4 in record time, it's one word. It's focus. And when you focus on something, whether it's promoting MLSP or it's promoting your primary business, you have to be extremely laser focused. That means eliminate all distractions. It means be willing to get rid of all the other crap that's in your life that's holding you back, that's holding you down. And I did that. And it was a really tough thing to do. It was really hard. But that was one of the very key things in my life that helped me make the transition into success, was focus. And so I don't know if I jumped around too much there.
No,
Tricia,
no.
But that was kind of the quick story of what happened for me, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Absolutely. No, thank you. I mean, it's so interesting to see all of the amazing different ways that people come, and like sort of the journey that people end up taking through their businesses, and whether they start at MLSP, because it kind of in a way that you did, you just didn't take advantage of it. So you were at least exposed to what attraction marketing could do. Obviously, you had this, a background of computers. You were very interested in that. So you knew that network marketing needed to be sort of part of your business plan, and then as you just move forward, you honed that skill set to the point where you got good enough to where you had built a team. But I really like the idea, what you said here, that you really, just by watching what some of these other leaders were doing and implementing into their own business, you really came to understand the concept of really what attraction marketing was about and what that really looks like sort of in the public arena and in the public eye and on social media and those places. Because I've seen you around. I definitely see what you do. I mean, you're so awesome with your team and your webinars that you hold and the content that you produce. So yeah, I mean, you've got it down. You know what you're doing. And I do have a couple of stats I wanted to share because I was very impressed. And this speaks for itself. To get to L4, and this is the last time the stats came out, so I'm sure that there are more now, but just to be L4, guys, there's very specific criteria, and L4 is a big deal. There are people that it takes them years and years and years to do that. So maybe like from your day one, for your whole business experience to now, right? Like that sort of accumulation. You just weren't active in our community, you know,
Right.
because coming in and, like you said, having a huge team isn't quote unquote typical because people don't always do that. But the fact of the matter is you were employing the same type of marketing strategies, you know, with what you were doing with your team. So to come in and have 166 members, only 305 leads really have gone in through the system through your back office with a 54% conversion rate. Like, I mean, hats off, right? That's marketing. That's marketing. And over $20,000 in My Lead System Pro commissions.
Wow, I didn't even know I hit the $20,000 mark.
Yes.
And okay, now Patricia, I should know this, but what was my sign-up day? How long has it been?
I don't know. That I don't have, but I think it was literally less than 90 days ago, or like right at or something.
Well, I will log in while we're here, and I will get that date.
Yeah, get it, because it's exciting, because I just think it goes to show the power of this style of marketing. And really, the concepts are evergreen, right? They work in anything that you do. And to be able to utilize this, and I'm interested to hear from you, especially since you've been in the industry for a while and you've seen other things out there, and since you had seen MLSP kind of when it first came online and all of the awesome updates and the technology that we have now and all of the cool tools that we have today, what was it about all of that, you know, that really put a fire in your belly and made you so excited to really share it with your team of people? Because I think that's such a like a sacred bond, right? Like when you have people that you're working with, that you're their mentor, that, you know, they follow you, they trust you. What was it about it, you know, when you got on the phone with your first couple of key folks right there in your team and you said, hey, listen, we've got to do this. What did that conversation look like?
It was a great conversation. And by the way, my first day was January 20th, so it has been about 2.5 months.
Yes, not even 90 days. Congratulations. Yes. And you were L4 a couple of weeks ago, I know for sure. So definitely that was done within 60 days.
I think I did. I think if I recall correctly, Brian said it was about 7 or 8 weeks to L4.
Very nice. Congrats. That's so
crazy.
Cool.
But you know, again, it's a very unique circumstance. It is not normal. And okay, so to answer your question, what got me to lock arms with MLSP and to promote MLSP for what MLSP has to offer? Mm-hmm. It is really a culmination of the years of struggle and the couple years prior to me getting started in January and becoming a successful attraction marketer, and realizing that there is a huge need for what MLSP has. You know, again, and this is the truth, I would have joined MLSP sooner, but there was a conflict. And once that conflict was gone, you know, that company retired, I was in a position to now fully align myself with MLSP as a training platform, as a platform to teach and to train people how to do what I've done and way more. You know, it's really hard to describe, but what I love most about MLSP is that there's no conflict. Like people who have a network marketing business, this is what I say to everyone. I say, if you do not have MLSP in your arsenal, then you are missing the boat. Then you are actually putting yourself at a disadvantage over all the people that have MLSP. I truly, wholeheartedly believe that.
Me too.
Now, you have to use what MLSP is providing you. You know, I believe that the Academy membership is worth probably 3-4 times 5 times what is being charged. You know, the Gold membership is worth probably what the Mastery is being sold for. The Mastery is worth probably $500 a month or more. You know, it's such a unique situation what MLSP's done, and it's really hard for me to describe, because like my wife and I, we've looked at MLSP for so long, and I've had so many conversations with her like wow, MLSP is like the perfect place to be. If you are a network marketer, MLSP is the perfect place to be, because it's a community of marketers who are all kicking butt, taking names. You're learning from the best of the best how to become a top producer in your network marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
And those people who are with My Lead System Pro, who are implementing and using the training, using the strategies, using all of what's in the back office, and I mean, there's so much back there. And so one thing I will say is this, because this is one of the things, right, that people say, and Patricia, just so you know, and it's like we've had a lot of people join with me and also in our team
mm-hmm.
that were members of MLSP before, like I was.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, well, you know, I haven't been a member for 6 months, or I haven't been a member for a year. What, you know, what's new now? What's so unique now? And I'm like, you got to see it. You got to get in. You know, the mastery. I'm on like mastery.
It's awesome.
But it is a situation where people can now, I forgot what I was going to say. Here's what I was going to say. So people would say about MLSP, this is what I heard, right? Oh, well, it's too confusing. It's too much. You know, there's too much stuff in the back office. And so that's exactly what I said when I joined 3 years ago, and I only made it a month. I was a newbie struggling, and I fell into that trap of, oh, well, it's too much, it's too confusing. Well, guess what? I stayed broke because I wasn't willing to step out of my comfort zone and to learn new things. And so for anyone who might be watching this, whether you're a member or you're about to become a member, do not fall into the trap that I fell in, and I've seen so many other people fall in. Just know that MLSP, in all of my experience as a network marketer, failing for a decade, now reaching the six-figure mark, that this is the place to be. You are going to learn from the best of the best, and it's in one place, one community. And this maybe sound like a little harsh, but if you are not going to have success with what you learn in MLSP, it's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. You just have to be willing to go through the process. It might take you a month to get through all the training. It might take you 3 months to get through all the training and to start implementing what you're learning. But if you can just stay the course and you can just get focused and eliminate all the crap distractions all over the place, you know, that we're bombarded with every day, and just trust that you have the best leaders on the planet who are some of the top producers on the planet, and they're teaching you what they know. You just have to go through the training, go through the process. That's what I would recommend for anyone who is a part of our community or going to become a part of the community, that you have something amazing in your hands. You don't want to let it slip through. You want to take action and really know that this is the best place to be.
Yeah, and you know, and that's I even remember when I got started, you know, there's definitely a moment where it's just like, oh my gosh, this was all the information I was actually looking for, and probably a lot of stuff I didn't even know that I needed to know. And I kind of look at it like it's almost like you're getting a bachelor's degree in internet marketing.
Yes,
you know?
I love that.
Yeah, because, you know, and the one thing is, too, for me when I talk to people about it, I always like to say, you know, you don't have to know what your major is going to be on day one, like of college. You know, just get in there, turn in your homework assignments, show up to class, and participate and really immerse yourself. And especially for people who are not techie. Like, you know, you came in and, you know, you're kind of a techie guy, so maybe some of those aspects were not daunting to you. But even for people that are, really it's the same mindset, I think. You know, if you don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed and you just understand it's going to be a process, you have to really take small bites to ingest the whole meal, you know, and then really it's about that implementation of it at the end of the day. No matter how much you learn, if you don't start doing something with it, then, you know, you're not going to do it. It doesn't matter how much you know or how great everything is. And sometimes the doing is hard. It's difficult to pull out of learning mode and get into implementation mode, but you have to do that. So can you tell me what specifically is like your focus? Do you have a specific marketing strategy that you focus on first, or that you would recommend new people come in? Or what would you say, totally someone brand new, what direction would you point them in?
Okay, so this is for me. This is what worked for me.
Mhm.
So it's hard for me to speak to everyone, but what works for me is this video.
Mm.
Okay? So when I started doing video marketing, and again, this was me watching what the MLSP leaders were doing before I was even a member, kind of copying what they were doing,
Right.
not really knowing what I was doing, which is why it took me so long. When I say long, it took me a few years, whereas if I had just dived into MLSP from the get-go, when I first joined 3 years ago, I'd probably be much further ahead than I am today. But when I started doing video marketing, it allowed for me to connect with my prospects unlike anything I had ever done before, because now you're speaking to people literally 24/7. You are able to connect worldwide. It's completely free when you're doing YouTube marketing. And by the time a prospect was on the phone with me or messaging me on Facebook or hitting me up on email, whatever it was, or Skype, they've already watched a video of mine or multiple videos, and they already felt like they knew me.
Mm-hmm.
And so the process for me to recruit someone into my primary business was like so much easier because I had already kind of broken down some of the barriers.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things for video marketing, I'll just, I know this isn't a training, but when you're doing video marketing, you want to be excited. You want to look into the camera. Don't be like looking all over the place. You want to have decent lighting like we do today. Your background shouldn't be like, I've seen people do videos and there's just like a million things in the background. Like I've got a little bit of clutter, but most of my clutter is up here. You can't see it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, you don't want to see any of this.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that was a big one for me. And the other one was Facebook. Like Facebook has made me like tons of money, tons. Facebook marketing, because I've used it as a tool, as a resource. Now you have to be careful because Facebook can be a trap. It could be a huge distraction. And I know that, by the way, MLSP has some of the best training right now in your MLSP back office available on video marketing, Facebook marketing. It's all there. So dive in. Those are the two that I used that helped me get to where I am today.
That's awesome. And I've definitely seen that medium, especially with attraction marketing, really be critical. And the cool thing is if you come in and do video, there are like so many platforms that you can now share that type of media on to give you that face-to-face and really help you build a relationship on autopilot with the people watching your video. I know when I first got started, the first few people I called that said something like, "Oh, I've seen all your videos," I was like, "Really?" Like. It seems weird, but at the end of the day, I mean, it truly had taken the person that I was talking to and had formed an immediate relationship with them without me ever having to speak to them, previously, and that's leverage, and I think that's really what we're all after when we turn to the internet, because we want time leverage and work leverage, and we want things to be automated for us. And I think it's really, really exciting to have you being part of our community, Aaron, and I'm so excited that you're already in L4, because that means that you're going to be able to do so many amazing things, and the wonderful people that are on your team that you encouraged and recommended MLSP to are already in the community, already partaking and really pouring back into the community, because I think at the end of the day, that's something that's truly unique with MLSP. How really loving and supportive everyone is in the community. No matter what profit center you're building, like you said, you can build any kind of MLM, you can build any kind of revenue streams, you can focus on the 100% profit products with Mastery Now, you can just be a straight affiliate marketer, you can just anything, right? High tickets, this and this and this, everything across the board. Because you mentioned something about niches, right? So was that a focus for you as well, as you grew in your business, or is that something that you've just learned over the past year or so to really zero in on?
I don't know. I think it was kind of like an accident, whereby my whole network marketing career for my first decade was distraction, was I couldn't stay focused, was I'm going to do one for 6 months and then I'm going to do another deal for 3 months. I'm going to wait, well, hold on. I'm going to do 3 all at once. I'm going to do multiple streams of income, and I'm going to have a few deals over here and a few deals over here. That never worked, or I just couldn't stay focused long enough. And so when I like drew the line in the sand and I said, okay, I'm going to pick something, and I'm not just going to say, okay, I'm going to do it in however long it takes. Okay, for MLSP, I say that's a great mindset. However long it takes is awesome. Doesn't matter how long with MLSP, because everything you'll ever need to be successful in your business is right here. It's like MLSP is the foundation that you need to be successful, whether it's with affiliate marketing or it's with a network marketing business. But for me, with as far as like a primary business, I was like, okay, this is not about I'm just going to sit here and be in my primary network marketing business for 5 years and maybe one day I'll make it. I did that for 12 years. It didn't work. And I was with a bunch of companies. I said, I'm going to draw the line in the sand, and I'm going to join this business, and I'm going to get more focused than I ever have before. I'm going to do nothing but this one business. I'm going to apply the attraction marketing that I had seen MLSP leaders using, and I just was like I had to sit my wife down. I'm like, honey, listen, like I was working 2 jobs at the time. We're broke. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to be like, there's no TV. Like, I'm not going to have very much family time, like as it was where there wasn't family time anyway. So it was like one of those big moments of like it got really bad. And I'm like, listen, I got to make things better. And for it to get better, it's going to have to get a little worse.
Yep.
And so I was at that point of, all right, this is it. And I put 100%, everything I had. It meant losing sleep. It meant whatever it took. And I know that some people like or don't like this phrase, but, you know, how bad do you want it? And I wanted it bad. I was hungry, right?
Well, but you know what? That is exactly, it's so interesting when doesn't really matter where people come from, how they end up here. Leaders have a common thread. And it's, you know, the pain of where you are has to be great enough to push you out of your comfort zone to get to that place. Yeah, that to get to the place where you're going to do what it takes, right? If that means you're staying awake until 3:30, 4:30, you stay up for 3 days, you're like glued to webinars because you're really trying to hone in and focus on a specific skill set or running specific campaigns or learning something specific. So I think it's so for you, what I'm hearing is it was a combination of hunger and passion, focus, and really having this like greater like mindset that you could do it as long as you didn't quit. Like you had that belief in yourself. And whatever brought that about, you know, in the process of your business journey, you know, I think that's definitely, gosh, that's just definitely something to think about, guys. If you're watching this interview, you know, that's what it takes. And you'll hear every major industry leader say those same words in some, you know, form or another. And you had that catalyst, you know, and that night where you said, and you probably totally remember where you were and how the conversation went, maybe even what she was wearing, you know, because that was the catalyst for change, you know, because that's when you decided to make the change. And I just think that
it was not easy. It was not easy. But you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's it. You know, I think when this is something else I've seen, and I'm interested. It's interesting watching, like, seeing what you've done and like watching what you do now, because you never like took your foot off the pedal. Once you had that moment, right, and you got this awesome success, you've gone out now to create multiple streams of very profitable profit centers for you and your family, and now you're able to bring that skill set back to the
Only
community
2.
Here. Well, that's okay. That's all right. Well, you know, we're not.
I have MLSP and a primary business. That's it. And
really? Okay.
Yeah, and well, okay, like I get a check from AWeber every once in a while, right? Like that's no big deal, right?
Multiple streams.
That doesn't count, right?
Right. Well, but the cool thing is, though, you
Small
continue
checks.
to push forward. They all add up, right? That's the whole thing with pennies and dollars to so forth and so on.
Well, and really, and this is one of those big things, because for me, it was making the decision that I was going to get focused.
Mm-hmm.
And that means, like, when I had my major breakthrough, it was one income stream, one. There was nothing else. And a lot of people called me crazy. They're like, oh, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm like, well, I'm making 6 figures. So before, when I was doing multiple streams, I was broke, you know? And so here's why I love MLSP so much. Now I can have 2 5-figure monthly incomes, but they come together.
Complementary.
They are complementary. They do not compete. There's no competition. There's no distraction. There is no conflict. I'm big on that because I see marketers now and they're out promoting all these new shiny deals here and there, and I'm gonna do a video on this, but because it
Check
just
it on his
drives me
YouTube channel.
crazy. Because if you're out there promoting all these new shiny deals every week or every month, you're not really caring about the people. You're just trying to pitch people or get people to join something new.
Right.
It's like, if you really cared about people, for one, you'd bring them into the MLSP community, right?
That's
And
what we're
two,
saying.
you would have one primary business that you would be focused on building using the training, the platform that MLSP provides, the systems, the resources to help you grow your primary business. You know, that's what I love about My Lead System Pro, because it's not a conflict, and this is something that complements your primary business if you have one. So I love that.
Well, yeah, and and that goes back to the whole, like, feeling confident and congruent, bringing your team back around. So it doesn't matter if you've been here before, if you haven't been here yet, if you should have gotten started earlier, but you're ready to get started now. Here's Aaron with us today, talking and really showing, guys, it's proof. Who knows where he would have been if he had been here all those years ago and stuck with it, but it's lessons learned. I think everything happens for a reason, and we're just super, super excited to have you in the community. I'm so excited to work with you. I know you'll be at Live the Dream coming up in Austin. That is right around the corner.
And my team is coming. Come on, guys. We're all coming to Texas. Live the Dream, the end of September. Don't miss it.
I know. It's going to be so amazing. So, Aaron, congratulations on being chosen for My Lead System Pro's April's Member of the Month of 2014. And can you please let everyone know who's watching this interview how they can reach out to you and connect with you across the internet?
Facebook, I guess. It's just it's facebook.com/Aaron Parker. That's 1A.
1A and 1R, right?
Yes, 1A, 1R, 1O. People ask how to spell. I'm like, well, it's 1A, it's 1R, it's 1O, and it's 1N.
It's
Aaron.
not so bad. But Aaron is spelled a lot of different ways. But you're a video marketer, so your YouTube channel?
YouTube is Aaron M for Michael, Aaron M. Parker.
Excellent, because I know a lot of our video connoisseurs out there are going to want to be checking out your channel. So thanks again, and go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, you guys, my journey is all on YouTube, on that channel, and you'll actually see me go from, 2 years ago, working 2 jobs. You guys will see me starting to have some breakthroughs. You'll actually see me fire my boss. I got that on video, and so
awesome.
it's this whole journey that you can watch. It's pretty cool. I don't even have a blog yet, and I'm getting ready to launch a blog. And it's going to be interesting to see, because I know that when Ray Higdon launched his blog, he exploded. So I'm excited. But
well, nowhere to go but up, right? And now that you have MLSP, is not only your foundation again and here, to really grow with, but also your teams. I know we're all looking forward and going to be seeing some really awesome and exciting things from you guys in the upcoming months. So big welcome to the community. We're so, so glad to have you. Congratulations for all your accomplishments, and we can't wait to meet you in person at the Live the Dream event coming up soon. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Patricia, so much. I'm grateful to be here. We'll see everybody in Texas.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.